Hello, 3B family. This is Sean Frye, 3B Comics, Biff Boom Boom Comics, and this is part 4 of the YS series. And this one is what we picked up last time with our character, Dr. Lee. And this one's titled Dr. Lee the Reanimator. It's another homage to another zombie movie called The Reanimator, and that's pretty much what the title for this one was. And the group just got Trish just ran into him after being startled by a deer in the last story, and they're standing over him because he got knocked unconscious. And after their last experience with Sam and Kitty, they're a little more on edge and won't make that mistake this time when they ran into another person. And so they end up taking him back to the compound and they question him, trying to figure out who he is. And from here, this is where Jackson and Trish get a little more closer, become more relationship-wise. They come more along the lines a little bit like flirty and stuff like that. Jack's a little still on edge because his main focus is just to say goodbye to his brother. He don't even know if the rest of his family is even alive or anything like that. That was like the main point with their purpose as characters. That was like Jack's main goal, just to go see his brother. And he's pretty much focused on the future, but he's not lived in the moment like pretty much everybody else. And that's like the big thing with his character so far. And she basically tell him to just lighten up a little bit. Even though, like, you come from tragedy and stuff like that, it's best to do your best to live a little, kind of understand things are going wrong, but it's still best to just try to live in the moment. And that's what she was just trying to get across to him. That you're still alive and you gotta at least live while you're still alive. And that's one of the things that was going on through the story. And while they're pretty much chit-chatting, Dr. Lee actually wakes up and Kelly gives him like the rundown. And he introduces himself talking about the mysterious place that Sam was talking about. So that's where I connected the two characters. They have a little history together. And he pretty much talking about he was a scientist that was there. And this mountain right here is where the whole breakout in Gravewater happened. Because he was a scientist, they were working on engineering bioweapons and stuff like that, and their thing was to try to bring lives back. They were trying to bring humans back from what they thought was like just a infection or something. That's pretty much what they're working towards. That was his work with his wife. And I want to do an actual couple this time. This was both Dr. Lee's. They was actually a married couple, and that was their life's work, was just trying to bring humanity back. And that's pretty much what the two characters as a whole was doing. And Sam, as a character, he was he funded pretty much all of their life's work. That's where he comes in as a character. He was, I don't know if he was like quite a billionaire, but he was like at that point of a character. He was funding all their projects, and they was doing a whole bunch of tests on a whole bunch of different people, trying to reanimate and bring them back. And the ones they couldn't bring back, they dumped down the chute, and the chute became infested with a bunch of them. They reanimated, got back up, created more problems than they caused, and that's where one of the outbreaks happened that was in this world, and it was because of this right here. And Dr. Lee knew that it was being held there against their will, trying to fix all this, and they planned to escape. And he knew that if they wanted to actually have a life, they had to go and try to escape from this facility. And that's where they have their little moment together, and she actually pushes him off the end so he can float down the river, and then that's where he runs later on into the actual group. And that was like the main thing to do now was to help Dr. Lee get back with his wife, and they all escaped together. That was like that was his story that he was telling her. Kelly, as a character, she doesn't really. She knows that it might be true, it might be false, but that's the nature of the characters. Because I just wanted to keep it fast and loose, especially after their first run in. They a little more on edge, and that's what I wanted to do with this. And that was the end of that one. As we go into our next one, it was called Night of the Living. It was called Night of the Living Dead Inside a Secret Base. I was just playing with the titles. Each one had a really cool, iconic zombie story before it, and that was the title for this one. I did like with this one a little flash forward. It was a little bit before events actually happened. It showed them already in there fighting the horde and stuff like that. As the character Sam has Dr. Lee's wife tied up. And it was like a cool little flash forward before you actually got to that point and the setup as characters. And I mean, this where it flashes back to right before those early events. They're actually cooking up a strategy, a way to get out the situation. Like if it gets extra complicated, so they end up going to the base and traveling up the way Dr. Lee first escaped as they sneak into the building. And from there, it was kind of a trap because Sam was expecting them to come, and Dr. Lee kind of double crossed them in a way because he got them there as per that's what Sam wanted. So it was like a really cool double cross that I wanted to do with the characters, and the team gets caught up having to fight the horde and stuff like that. And that was pretty much the end of this one. Another cool little cliffhanger to set you up for the next one. And this the next one coming up is the finale of the series, and the next two that sets up and lays out everything. But read ahead, check it out while us on Webtoons, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I want to thank you, 3B family, for sitting with me, checking out the whole thing. And this is Sean Frye signing out. Peace.